Hi guys, and welcome to ATM system developed using Python. Now let me show you guys how it works. Right, so we can always cancel to exit out, or we can just click on play. And let's log on with another details in here. This is invalid details. There we go, the system will refuse it. We play it out and let's enter something that might be valid. There we go. Now we can check the balance. That's the balance we have in there, 1,296, and let's assume we want to make a withdrawal. Okay, we can just come in here and just enter whatever we want to withdraw, 500 plus 582, and let's check our statement. There we go, and that's what we'll have left. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python IDE development environment, and we'll put one of these together. Okay guys, let's start a new project. So I'm going to cancel the whole demonstration and let's start a new one right here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import as follows. Let's say from Tkinter, let's import it all. So I'm importing every single component in that very library. Then the other one I'm going to import is, let me copy that, I'm going to import the TTK. So copy that and just paste that in there, and let's just enter TTK right there. And I think I'm going to import message box as well. Now let's say import. That would be Tkinter dot message box there. Alright, I think those are the libraries that I'm going to need. So I'm going to start by creating a class, and this very class I'm going to call it ATM there. Let me even save this whole project file. Let's save as, and I'm going to save it right here. Just call it ATM system underscore system. There we go. There. Now I'm going to declare let me create my function. So let's say initialize as follows, and that is going to be self, open up a bracket, self comma root. That's going to be the name of my application. So right underneath, I'm now going to call self.root. Self.root is going to be known as root there. That should be dot. Okay, the next one is going to be, let me create some space. I'm going to need some space because I want my title at right at the center here. So I'm going to say blank underscore space, blank space equals nothing. Let's put a space in here, and then I will now say set.root dot title, and inside this my parentheses I'm going to enter the size that I want. Okay, just kind of like calculate where I want my heading to be. So I'm going to enter in there 110, multiply that by blank space. This is multiplied by that blank space plus whatever the name of your project is. So the title is going to be ATM system. There we go. So I've just embedded my title. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the geometry. So let's copy that, paste that in there. The geometry for this project is going to be let's make that 700 plus. Geometry, I'm gonna go for 774 by, that's 760 plus the position. I'm going to make that 280 plus 0 and close that up. So which means I will end up having my ATM somewhere here, just like this. Okay, now the next thing is background color. Do I need that? I can always use the default background color, but for those of you who don't know how to enter a background color, you can just say root dot. I'm going to say configure, and you can just make up whatever background you want. BG, you can enter BG and enter the name of the color. So I'm going to call it games Barrow. There, that is my background. Or you can type in full background. The choice is yours. Okay, it's the same thing. Either you use BG or you just type in background. Either way it works. Okay, now that that is done, I want to do one thing. I just want to see the whole component, so I'm going to round up the whole process here. So right underneath here, I'm just going to say if name equals, as if name space underscore underscore, as name underscore underscore equals the main project itself underscore underscore. I should be underscore. Then we just want the system to open up, that's all. So I'm going to say root equals tk. The T is in uppercase, the K is in lowercase. Then the name of my application, the class name, is equals ATM, and this ATM is inside the root. So all we then need to do is to ask the root. So right here, just say root dot. I would like you to loop the main program. There we go. And that is that. Okay, let's try out what we've done. Oh, by the way, I'm missing underscore here. Yeah, okay, this is how it's meant to look like. Be careful with that. So I'm going to just run it and let's see. And there we go. And look at that. That is my title right there. You see, dead center. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the difference between these. So I'm going to comment this out and comment this out, and let's assume I did not get it centered. This is what you will end up with. Okay, close that and run the program now. There we go. You see the title right here, but I prefer it in the center because it's an ATM. I want the title to be dead center. So get rid of that and get rid of this as well. There we go. Right, now underneath here, I'm going to now enter my frames right underneath all of those declarations you guys saw right up here. So I want to enter my frame. The very first frame, I'll call it main frame. There, and this main frame is going to be the widget that is called frame, and this very widget is going to be right inside self.root. There we go. Okay, I'm going to give it a border. If you like, you don't have to give it a border. I'm just going to say border BG is going to be 20. Okay, and the width, I'm going to make that about 760. Then the height, I'll make the height approximately 700. Okay, I'm going to leave out the background, so I will then say raise So I would like that to be rigid. Relief will be rigid. There. Close that up. Okay, let's round up this main. So I'm going to come in here and just get this main. Paste a dot grid. There we go. So I'm going to run it, let you guys see what I've done so far. This very border, especially. Let's see. Alright, look at that. That's the border. Though there's a bit of gap here, I can always take care of that. Maybe increase these to about, I'll make it 8, 9. Nice, alright. Now run it again and let's see how that's going to look like. Oh, 9 seems to be too much, as you can see. Maybe we should set it for 8. Let's run it one more time. Okay, 8 is not too bad, but I can always add 1 or 2 more to 8. So that is that. Now I want to copy this and let's create the inner frame. Paste. And this very first inner frame, let's change the name to top frame. Top frame 1. And top frame 1 is going to be inside mainframe. Copy that and paste this right in there. That's top frame 1, right inside mainframe. And I'm just going to change the whole. Let's make it about 7. And the height, the width, maybe I'll set it for 730. I can always change it anyway. So I'm going to make this 300 because there's going to be 2 top frames. Right. So the first one, that's going to be, let's say that's going to be on row. I'm going to make that row 2, comma, and the column. This column is going to be 0 equals 0. And I'm going to get it padded to the x-axis, make that about 12. Right, so just copy that, this top frame 1 as well. Copy this and paste it right underneath here. So this is going to be top frame 2. And for top frame 2, the roll is going to be 1. And this is 0. Okay, I can make this about, let's leave it with as 12 for now. Okay, one thing I'm looking at is, let's make this one 0 and we'll make this one 1. Okay, this will be at the top really when we run it. I'm going to change this one to about 8. Now let's run it and see, and we'll take it from there. Okay, this is how it's looking at. As you can see, I've lost my border here, so I may have to increase this for now, and I will adjust as I go along. Okay, so don't worry about that, that's no big deal. Right, it's coming up, but we still need to kind of like increase it more. Alright, I'm just going to set it for the way it is. Towards the end, I will tidy up the whole process. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to create another frame here. So let's just grab one of these. Come right down here. Alright, so this frame is going to be 3 of those. So the first one I'm going to call it, because they're going to be right inside this very frame 2. Yeah, so I'm going to copy these and just place this right here. So this is going to be top frame 2 left, and there's going to be middle and right as well. So let's copy this, copy, paste and paste, and this is going to be the one in the middle. Right, get this one indented and this indented as well. Maybe I should kind of like put a little bit of space so that you guys can see what I'm up to. Enter, enter. But all of these guys, they belong in one frame. So this is going to be to the right. So change that to right. And this one as well. Okay. Let's just change this. Right. Okay, now the top frame left, I want to change the width of that to about 190. Good. And I'll leave the height as 300. Let's make this one, make that 200. And the one here, I'm going to make that 190 as well. There we go. And other changes I'm going to carry out will include as follows. So this one will be row 0, column 0, row 0, column 1, and row 0, column 2. Right. Now, what else do we need? Let's reduce this. Reduce the border to about 555. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to run it and let's see anyway. Then we take it from there. Run. There we go. That's looking the way I want. Now let's start work with the components. The very first component will be in the middle. That will be the display. So let's come down here and maybe here first. Let's enter Mac, and this is going to be frame. There's a frames. Right, and here the next one is going to be widgets. Is that right here? Let's call that widgets. Something like that. Bring that down. Okay. The very first one, maybe I should just call that receipt or display or something. Let's say self.txt receipt. And that is going to be equals to text. And this very text is going to be right inside frame, this one. Top frame middle, top frame to middle. Right, and I'm going to make the height about, let's go for about 17, and the width we're going to make that maybe about 42. Let's put a border around it. Make that 12. That might be too wide, but we can always change it. Now the next thing is the font. The size of the font in there. Okay, the font type is Arial. Okay, and then the font itself, I'm going to make that about maybe 9, and let's make it bold. There we go. Close that up. Alright, and close up that. Now this, let's round it up. Come right down here, press enter, and you say dot grid. It's going to be alone in that frame, so we can just say row is 0, everything is 0. So I'm going to copy this 0, 0. Copy, paste that there, and close this up. That's my very first widget. I think it should work anyway. Let's run it and see. Oh, there should be an equals sign here, I believe. Yeah, let's try that. There should be an equals. So run. Let's see one more time. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So like I said, as we go along, we'll be adjusting this. You see, it's kind of like pushing it aside. So that's okay, no problem. All right, that's fine. One widget down. Now underneath here, let me create some buttons. But before I do that, I'm going to show you guys the buttons I intend to use. Those are the buttons I intend to use. You see, they look very rough, like they've all been well used. So those are the buttons I intend to use, and this will be for the ones that will be at the edge of the display itself, or the receipt, or whatever. Okay, now let's come right down here, and the very first button, oh wait a minute, I need to call those buttons. I don't want them attached to this I want these icons attached to my button. So to do that, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say self.image. Let's call that image arrow. Okay, image arrow left. Image arrow left. Okay, if you like, you can always put underscore so that you know what I'm talking about. Image arrow left. So, but it's just gonna take a long. Just take up all my space, me typing. Alright, just something like that if you want. I think that's the right way of naming all of these things. Okay, the very first image is going to be inside this very components that I'm going to be using, and that is the picture image. Then this picture image, I want you to open up the file. The image file that I'm using is actually saved inside this folder that I showed to you guys earlier, and that's the one I'm going to be using now. If I press F2, I can just copy the name of that very image. Copy. So that's the left image for me. Left arrow, and paste it here. Okay, and it is a PNG file, I believe. So I'm going to enter PNG there and close that. That's the very first image. This image will be called inside the button. So I'm going to start with self dot. The very first button, that is going to be self.btn arrow left. So you can see AR left, or maybe just complete it all, and I will leave the L there. Okay, that's how I'm going to use it. 1. So that's the very first one. Equals button, and it's going to be right inside this one, this very text box. So that very frame, and comma. Let's define the width. I'm going to make the width about 160 by height. If you're wondering why 160, is because there's going to be that image in there. That image does change things around. Make the height about 60. Right. And the state, I'm going to get it disabled. Equals disabled. There we go. Comma. What about the image? The image is going to be equals to, that is the name of my image. Copy that and paste that right here. Let's come down. Let's bring it down. That's my very first one. That's the very first image, and we can just close that up. Dot grid, that will be in 0 by 0. Okay, I can copy all of these. I'm gonna need that anyway. Copy it, paste it here. Row 0, column 0, and let me get it added, I don't know, I might end up changing that to by maybe 4, or maybe 2 by 2. Let's say equals 2 as well. Right, that's the very first button. So I'm going to save that and let's run it and see. There we go. That's the very first button. You can see it is disabled because I want it disabled. Just copy all of this. No, I'm just going to copy this. I've already defined the color of the image I intend to use. Paste. I need 4 of those. So come down here. And the next one, this is the very first one. So this is why there should be space. I'm getting confused myself. Okay, this is the very first one, is on row 0, column 0. So let's make this one row 1, row 2, row 3, and this is 1. This is 1. This is going to be 2, 3, and 4. So if you run your program now, you should be able to see all of your buttons. There we go. Okay, we'll do the same thing for here as well. Now let me show you guys one thing. You see disabled here. Okay, that means those buttons are all disabled, but you can always set it to normal if you want, and this is how to get it normalized if you want it to be normal. Just enter that command in there. So if I run it now, that button should be normal. There we go. You see that? I can do whatever I like with this, but I can't with this because they are all disabled. Okay, you see the space in between them. Let's hope there's going to be enough room, else I'm going to have to reduce those space. Okay, that space seems to be too much. Let me change this one to, I think is this one. Change it to 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 for now. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to now copy this and use it for the next one. The next one is going to be, paste that in there. That is going to be for number 2. This the one on the right. Okay, still the same widget. So this is going to be for the right one. So I'm going to copy this and come right down here and change all of this one to right. Right, and right. There we go. And one other changes that need to be carried out will be that for the image. You see, this is for the left and this is for the right. So I'm going to press F2, just copy that very name. These images are going to be made available for you guys to copy. Alright, let's come right here. So we need to change the name. That will be right. Okay, so let's come right hand here and just paste this one here, and I need to change the name of this one. So I'm going to copy this, just copy all of this, paste it here, and there. That is it. So we're calling right. I'm going to put right here. Okay, so to call all of those images, this one will become right, and right. There. So let's run it and see how that one looks like as well. We have an error. What is the error then? I think I spotted the error. That is it right here. That was missing there. Right, let's. And one other thing, just let it be consistent. This one should be R here. Those will not cause any error, but I just want it to be consistent. So let's run it again and see. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Let's change the state of this one back to disable. Just copy a disable and paste it right there. So that's done for all the buttons. So all that is left for us now is to take care of the other buttons that would be right here in the middle before we can start work with. Now what I want to achieve is to add all of the buttons here, so I'm going to exit out. Let's come right down here. I'll copy these, maybe even copy all of these for now, and just paste it right here. These are going to be the buttons that you will use to enter your PIN number. That's a PIN number buttons. So that is just for my own reference. Okay, now the image I intend to use, I'm going to call that image number 1. Let's get rid of this long statement there. And the very image, I'll call it 1. That is for number 1. And for image number 1 is right here. You see all of the images, I've actually named them according to their number. So I have 1, 2, 3, 0, 4, 5, and so on. So that's how I'm going to name every single component I have in here. And this very button, I'm just going to call it button 1, BTN1, BTN2, and so on. So that would make life easy for me, so I know who I am referring to. And for image number 1 is going to, the name is 1. Okay, and let's get rid of this there, and it's going to be inside frame, top frame 1. I think all of them are actually going to be inside top frame 1. I'm going to change this one to 1 as well, change this one to 1, and top frame 1 as well there. Now the other thing is, let's define the rows. For image number 1 is going to be on row number 2, row 2, and the column is going to be 0. I'm going to make the pattern x-axis, let's say that's going to be 4 by 4. Okay, we're not going to do anything with this state, so I'm going to get rid of that. So the state of that will be normal, so I might as well get rid of it. And there, look at the image I intend to use is image 1, so I'm just going to change all of these to image 1. That's the name right there. Okay, as for image number 2, that is it right here. So instead of carrying out all these amendments, yeah, well, I can just copy this. That would be for image number 2. Paste that in there. Or button number 2. This is for button number 3. Just change the names around, and this is going to be for button number 4. There. So let's change this to 2 and 3, then 4 here. And right here, that is going to be image 4. Image 3 and image number 2. There we go. Now the pattern here, so I say that's going to be 4, so let's make this 4 as well. I'm just going to copy this, let's paste it here for these other ones. Right, I got rid of the states, so I might as well get rid of these ones as well. Yeah, there. Now the image, this one is going to be number 2. This is 3. And that is 4. There we go. I think that'll be all for the very first images or the very first button. So let's see how it now. Wait a minute, this is row 2, and this is going, the next one is going to be row 2 as well. Okay, let's change all of these first before I make any move. This one will be 1, and this will be row number 3. That is 3. Now that will be 2, and this is 2. And what about number 4? For number 4 will be row 3 and 0. Okay, let's try this out and just see how that's gonna look like. So I'm gonna run it. Let's see, there we go. I have all my buttons in place. But what I'm thinking of, maybe I should just add the other button here. I think maybe I should do that, and this one will have its own buttons as well. Yeah, let's do that. Close this. Okay, so to get this one working, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, because that's going to be on the same column with all of these ones. So I'm going to change the name of this. I'll change that to cancel. Right, and this very image, maybe we should just change that to something easy, something I can remember. That would be, I'm going to call it CE. And in here, I think the name of the image is just called cancel anyway, so that's fine. And right here, the row will be, the column will be column number 3. Yeah, I think that will do the trick. Okay, what about this? Let's change this one to CE. I think that's all there is to it. I'm going to run it now. Hopefully that should take care of that. Yeah, there we go. Right, that's fine. So, but I'm going to need some spacing. I'm going to have to spacing it out. Okay, that's fine for now. We may have to change these to about 6, and let's just see. Alright, that's good. Okay, let's assume the first row is taken care of. So this is going to be the second row here. Copy that and just paste it here. Right, so there's going to be other ones, so that's going to be, I'm going to copy all of these and just paste it right underneath here and bring that out. Now this is going to be button 4, 5, so that will be 5. So that will be 4, 5, 6 here. So that's fine. This will be 6, 6, and 6. Why this one? We can just change this one to, this is cancel. We can change this to clear. Clear. Right, so we can change this to L as well. Now let's position them. If this is 0, this one will be 3, 1. This one will be 3, 2, and this will be 3, 3. Right. Now what about the images? Yeah, okay, this is image 5. We have 6 here. Yeah, and this is image cancel. Alright, let's just run it and see. That should work anyway. Let's see. There we go. Oh, this is wrong. Let's change that. That should be clear. Yeah, I believe that's the name. That should be clear. Let's see. There we go. That's nice. Okay, that's good. Now, what else do we need? we're gonna have to do something about this spacing here. Okay, now let's come down here. The next one, I'm just gonna copy this, copy all of that. I now need, since I have 4 to 6, so this one will be 7. Yeah, and this will be 8, 8, 8. This is 9, and here as enter. Yeah, enter. I think this is called enter as well. So let's change this to enter right here. Okay, what about this button? I'm going to change that to enter. Look at this. This should have been clear. Change this button to clear. And let's correct the spelling of our console here. It should be a C. Right, so that's fine anyway. Now, this is on rule 3, then this will be rule 4. 4 and 4 and 4. Yeah, I think so. I think everything is right. No, this is 9. Enter, enter. Okay, let me run this and see. So there we go. Oh no, wrong buttons. It's there though, but wrong buttons. Let's see. Oh, I was meant to change the name of this. This should be 7. And this is 8. We have 9. Alright, let's try it one more time. Okay, that's fine. Now underneath here there will be empty button, 0, empty button, and empty button. So we can copy all of these. And what are the empty buttons called? It's just called empty. There, and 0 is called 0. Okay, come right down here, paste. There we go. Now this is going to be empty. I'm just going to call it SP1 space 1. So this will be space 1 as well. Okay, and empty is called empty. Now this is 0. So image 0. Image 0 here as well. Change that to 0 and change the name of this to 0. And in here that is going to be 0. So that is all done. This is going to be empty. SP2. So SP2 here, SP2 here, and this will be empty. Right. This should be SP1. Just trying to be consistent with the naming. And here that's going to be empty as well. SP3. SP3 here. The SP just stands for space. Space 3, space 1 and 2. Right, and this is empty. Okay. If this is 4, this should be 5. 5 and 5. There we go. Alright, I think I may I might be ready with let's run it and see anyway. Let's see. There we go. Now we can now start work on taking care of the functions. Right, that's good. So all that is left for me to do now is just to tidy up things, make it look more presentable. So I'm going to go up here. Let's change the spacing for the frames. So I have frame 1, 2, and 3, and these two frame. What spacing do I have in here? I have 8. I'm going to change it from 8 to 2, 2, and 2. Let's see what's going to happen. Run the program. Look at that. We're almost there. That's good. Okay, I'm just going to add 1, 1, 1 to all of them. Make it 3, 3, 3. Where is it? 3, 3, and 3. Run. Let's see. Yeah, that's cool. You see that, guys? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now we need to start writing some serious codes now. This will be for the functions. Okay, so I'm gonna leave all of this here. Okay, have a good look at the lines of code first. Take it from the top. Okay, bring it down. Down. Those are the lines of code that takes care of the buttons. Yeah. Alright, so we then need to take care of the functions. I'm going to paste the functions right underneath right there. So that's fine. So copy this. Let's paste the function there. I'm going to call it functions. Okay, and the very first function I'd like to take care of would be for the pin number. So I'm going to say there, that would be enter pin number. Let's just say enter underscore pin. Yeah, that's fine. Enter underscore pin. There. Okay, right here I'm now going to declare a local variable. This my local variable would be, let's just call that pin. There we go. That's the name of my local variable. I'm going to say equals self dot receipt dot get, and what would I be? I'm going to say get whatever I have in there. That will be, oh yeah, that's correct, 1 dot and 0. That's one the very first row. This being for the very first row. Okay, and I want you to delete whatever I have underneath the second row. This is how it's done. You can research that, you will find out more about it. The reason why it's like this is because I am using a text widget, and that's the command used to retrieve and enter data into retrieve data from text widgets. Okay, now that is done, I'm going to copy this. Now, okay, let's use an if statement first. I'm going to enter if this variable here equals, let's say we have 2213. If that is equal to 2213, shall I say string, because there's a string value going in there. I'm going to call that string then. Right. Okay. If the value in here is 2213, I want the system to open up. Okay, that's my very first one. So let's close this here. Or if the value in here, let's make up another one. Let's say 4323. That's for another customer. That's another customer's PIN number and another customer PIN number. Let's go for 5982. Right, those are the PIN numbers. Maybe we should put everything in a bracket. There we go. Then we enter semicolon here. If these numbers are what is entered, and I want the system to clear anything we have on this text field here. This one, let's copy this. Come right down here, paste. And to clear it, that will be .delete. And get whatever we have in the first row up to the end. There. Now, the next thing is we now want the system. Maybe I should list as follows. Okay, let's ask it to insert. Insert the following, and comma. Well, let's enter 2 tabs there. That is how you enter tabs. And in there, let's add one more tab. That's going to be ATM. And I'm just going to enter plus here. And let's enter. Ask it to go to second line. Let's carry return. There. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to copy this. So that this thing will list out as follows. So the next one here is going to be let's call that withdrawal or cash withdrawal. Okay, come right down here. We just enter cash withdrawal here. Right here. Or withdraw cash. Right. And hit the next one opposite it, that can be loan. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's close this one here. I also need to close this up. Alright. So I'm going to copy that. I can always tidy it up if it's not good enough. Paste, and one more. This is going to be cash with receipt. Receipt. Okay. And opposite cash with receipt, that will be deposit. Right. Now what is? I'm going to go for balance here. Right down here, enter balance. opposite the balance. I'm going to just call that request new pin. Yeah, request new pin. And finally, underneath here, I'll call that mini statement. Mini statement. And opposite it, that will be statement or print statement, whatever. There we go. Alright, that's fine. Now, that is if the user enter any of this PIN number. All of this will happen. But at the same time, or if I run it, this is what I want the system to do actually. That should be column, not semicolon there. And these other ones, I think they are right. Let's run it again. That would be double equals, and equals. Yeah, come on, man. All right. Oh no. Let's get rid of that. Run it again and let's see. Okay, what I want to show you guys is if I enter the right PIN number, the correct PIN number, I want all of this to come alive. Okay, once I click on enter. So I need to be able to enter this in here first. So that means I have to create function for each of these buttons so that I can enter them in there. Okay. So end that. And end this as well. But if those buttons, if the PIN number are right here, I want you to enable all of the buttons. So to do that, these buttons, I have to call them. Where are they? Yeah, there they are. These ones. I have to call all of these buttons. Right, but there's a problem I encountered before. Let's see. Hopefully that shouldn't be the problem here. But let's see if it doesn't work. Then .config, and we want the state equals normal. Now let's see if that's going to work. If it works, let's see. If it doesn't give me error, then I'm going to stick to that. Yeah. Oh, I was talking about indentation. Okay, take care of the indentation. Now come back. Let's see. Okay, all right. Let me call. I want to call this first, and let's see if it's going to work. Wait, this will give me a problem too. All right, I'm just going to copy this. See all of these for now. I'll comment it out. What I'm just doing is just testing to make sure these things work. I'll come right here and just press Alt 3, yeah, and get this one indented all the way. And I'm going to call this right inside my button enter. So let's come right down, enter command. That will be command. I think that will be number 3. Enter. There we go, right there. And right here we just type in command. No, not uppercase, lowercase. Command equals that, comma. Okay, let's run it and see if that's going to work. There, click on this. Now I have an error. It doesn't recognize this. I don't know why. So I'm going to get rid of that. I had that problem before. Normally that's the right lines of code to enable the buttons. So what I'm going to do is as follows. I am now going to copy all of these Where are my buttons? There they are. I'm going to copy all of them. I will leave out the images. Just copy all of this from here. Take it down. Right. Copy. And that's what I'm going to paste right in here. Paste them right here. There we go. Okay, let's get it indented. Come back in here. And first of all, indent it first so that I can get it working properly. Alright. There. And all of this where I have disabled, I'm going to enable it. That will become normal. And let's just copy it and paste it for the rest. Right there. We're getting somewhere. We're almost there. There we go. And repeat exactly the same thing for this one. Oh, this is the wrong one. This shouldn't be here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go back. This is right. Okay, let's go and copy left. Oh, this is left. This is right. Copy all of this. Yeah. Okay. Paste that here. And now I'm just going to get it indented again so that I get it right. Okay, that's fine. Now change all of this to normal. The reason why I'm doing this is to make sure we will be able to enable those buttons. Right, there we go. The right side button and the left side button. So I'm going to now run it and see. There we go. Click on this. There we go. I'm able to enable all the buttons, so that's fine. And at the same time, we have to be able to disable the buttons. So that will be for clear. So that means there should be another function underneath here called clear. Okay, so I'm going to right underneath here. I might as well just create that now. So that's going to be clear. Then we'll continue with this other one. Let's say clear. There. There we go. Right, that's for clear. In the case of clear, I'm just going to copy all of this button, bring it down. Copy, left arrow and right arrow, and just paste it right underneath here. Paste. And let's get it indented. Yeah. Okay. Oops, undo that. Try that again, and let's hold on to the control, then press right. Okay. No, it's not well indented. Alright, I'm now going to call this function. Let's call it inside the button clear. Let's look for the button clear. Where is that? I think this is cancel. And clear should be underneath here somewhere. There we go, that's it. So here I'm just going to enter command equals clear. There we go. Now run. Let's see. Okay, enable and disable, enable, disable. That's fine. It's all working the way I want. That's good. Now let's go back here. Right up here, I'm going to uncomment those. You can always, I think it's right here, you can always press Alt F4 or Alt 4 to uncomment it. This is it. Now all of this has to be indented back to be underneath the enter pin number. Okay, Control Shift, that's fine. Now the only way we can get this to work now is using the keys. Okay, now that this works, this is fine. Okay, the very first one is going to be as follows. So for the very first one, I'm just going to enter, let's define, I'm going to say insert 0. That's the very first one. And in the case of insert 0, I'm going to call that value, that should be V, value 0 equals 0. Now it's going to be receipt self-txt receipt dot insert, and what are we inserting is going to be and equals value 0. That's the very first one. Copy and paste and close that. No. Okay, that's the very first one. So I'm going to call this value 0 inside button number 0. Let's look for button 0. Button 0 should be right underneath. There we go. Command equals that. If I run it now, let's see. Run. Yeah, so if I click on 0, I should be able to enter my zeros there. Okay, that's fine. And if I click on this, nothing will happen because that's wrong. So officially I should even enter something that say else in there. Where is it? Right here, right up here. So let's just say else. We want the statement out, so it's going to be else that's invalid. So this is the enter pin, so I'm just trying to finish up what was meant to be in there. So I'm going to copy all of this. Let's copy this as well. Here, come right down here and just paste my else statement there. Okay, delete whatever you enter in, the invalid details you enter in there, and here we just enter, let's say, invalid pin number. Invalid pin number. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to run it. I will take it from there. Alright, let's go for zeros. There. Enter. Invalid pin number. Okay, we ended up with invalid pin number. So now for us to be able to get the valid pin number, this is the entry for the pin number. So I just want you guys to see it. I have to be able to enter, or I have to enter one of these numbers for us to get the correct value. Okay, and these are supposed to be displayed onto the ATM screen. These are my for the arrows, and this as well. Once I get the right pin number, all of this will be displayed. All of the buttons will be enabled. Okay, else it becomes that invalid pin number. Okay, we can clear. Once we click on clear, we'll reset the whole button, and every single button becomes disabled. We won't be able to carry out any options. Alright, now I've been able to enter the very first button, which is 0, so I'm going to copy that, come right down, and the next one is going to be 1. I'll change this one to 1, and this is 1, 1, and this is 1 as well. Okay, that will be for my button 1. Copy. That's for 2. So I'm going to change this to 2, 2, 2, and 2, and get it indented properly. There we go. So let's repeat. Might as well copy all of this, paste, and the next one will be 3. You guys get the whole idea. 3, 3, and 3. That's 4, 4, 4, 4. All of these buttons will now be called from their various buttons as 5, 5, 5. Those are the functions I'm creating for these buttons. So I'm going to speed that up. Alright, every single component for each buttons are all taken care of. Now I need to call each button. So the next one is going to be insert 1. So let's look for button 1. There we go, that's button 1. And right here I'm going to enter command equals insert 1. Enter comma there, but I'm going to copy it first so I can use it for number 2, comma. And the next one is button number 2. Paste 2, comma. Number 3, I'm going to paste, enter 3, and enter a comma. Number what? This is a cancel, so leave that out. Number 4, repeat the same thing. 4, comma. 5, 6, and 7 is underneath here. 7, 8, and finally 9. So I have managed to call every single button. Now we need to try it out. Okay, let's try it. So go to run. There. Now the pin number, I can't remember the pin number. Let's see. Oh, that's fine. The pin number works. So we need to move these ones down. Now we can select this. That's it. The pin number works. You see that? That's with the pin number. Let's clear it and see. So when I clear it, I expect it to clear here as well, but it didn't clear it. 2, 2, 1, 2. That's not gonna work. Invalid. Yep. Clear. Okay, we should be able to clear here as well. So let's come in here. So the buttons are working, the functions are all working. So let's come in here and just clear. So for the clear, I will copy this and paste it right inside clear. Clear and disable every single button. There we go. Now run. Now let me check out my pin number again. This one is 2213. Okay. 432423. Okay. Let's run it one more time. 4323. There. Clear. That is good. Alright, that's fine. And let's try out another one. 2213. That's good. So we need to put space in between here. Just something like this. This one should be right down here. Okay, let's put some space in between them. So here where I'm going to put other space. So let's just add. I'm going to copy that and just paste. I think that should do it. Right. So let's run and see. That's 2213. There we go. That's much better. And this one we need to move it in a little bit. There it is. That's it right there. If I'm going to have to delete one of these and then just move it that much. Let's see. $43.23. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, that's fine. Now let's take care of, I think, cancel. Yeah, let's take care of this. Cancel is more or less like you want to exit anyway, so we can put the cancel right underneath here, underneath all of the function button. Dim cancel. There. Oh, let's define and dim. Okay. So with cancel, I'm going to create a variable. I'll call that cancel equals. Let's say tick enter. Dot. That would be message box. There we go. And dot ask. That will be ask yes or no. Okay, in there I'm going to enter the name of my project, ATM, comma, and the next I'm going to say confirm if you want to cancel. There we go. If cancellation button is clicked, then we say cancel. If it's less than 0, then we want root to get destroyed. Self dot root dot destroy, lowercase. I should all be in lowercase. Dot destroy. Right, that's all there is to that, and let's get it to return. There. So that's cancel. I'm now going to call this function inside button cancel. Where is it? Button cancel. And right there, that's my button cancel. So place cancel there. Now we enter command. It's meant to be command equals cancel. There we go. Right. I'm going to run it and see how the console works. Click on cancel. There we go. No, I don't want to cancel. Yes, I do want to cancel. We have an error. ATM. Object has no attribute. Destroy. Let's see. Let's go back up here. Function. Okay, root is missing. Okay. Run it again. That should have been sec.root.destroy. So you have to be careful. Cancel. No. Cancel. Yes, that's fine. No more error. Okay, let us start work with the withdrawal. So right here, I'm going to create a function here. I'm going to call that withdraw cash. There we go. And with the withdraw cash, the first thing is, let me call, I think I should call this pin. Yeah, enter pin is called, so I'm going to call that. Let's copy that and paste that down here. And the next thing is, let's see, maybe clear whatever we have in there as well. Right, come right in here and just clear it. I'm going to copy this, come right down, paste. Now what else? Let's set focus there. So I'm just going to set focus so that we can enter whatever amount we want in there. Underscore focus. There. That would be for my cash withdrawal. I think I'm going to do the same thing for cash with receipts. Copy. I can still call this so cash with receipt, and this is going to be the same. So I'm going to leave that. Let's do one thing. I'll do one for the loan. And even the loan, with the loan we can call this, but with a different. Let's come in here and just insert something in here. There. And that is going to be dot insert, and comma, and that is going to be loan in pounds. If you want it in dollar, all you just need to do is change it to dollar, but I'm using pounds. Maybe a space. There we go. Close that. Yeah. So right now I have two functions that I can use for 3 buttons. So I'm going to use this. Let's change this one to local loan. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to copy this. And let's look for the button that is called the one with the loan. That's going to be LR1. Yeah, this very one, that's the button. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to come down. Let's see. Let's make sure I have the right button. Yeah, that's the right button. Okay, this is where I want. So in here, I'm just going to come right here and enter command. So command equals that. But we don't seem to have enough room. So I'm going to take it down. And maybe move this. And bring this here. Okay, there should be enough room now. Cut and paste. There we go. And the second one is going to be the same, so I'm going to copy this and just paste it here. The second one there. And as for the loan, that is my very right button here, so I'm going to just paste that and change that to loan. There. Okay, let's run it. Let's see those three buttons, what will happen. Let's see. Okay, first thing first, let's get into the system. Enter. Oops, that's invalid. I need to check. I can't remember the password again, or the PIN number. That's 221. Okay, and there's 42, 43 and 20 something. Okay, 22. There we go. Right, we can get a loan. It's not working. This is not working. Oh, I left something out. I've changed it here. Let me change it on the pin as well. I've changed it right down here. Right, so I should be changing it up here as well. Let's go to the pin right here. So let's do it this way. Yep, command and command again here. Right, now I'm having a problem seeing the rest of this. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, yeah, we can see that. That's all right. Now this one right here, that is going to be, and change that to loan. Okay, that is loan. The one right underneath, that is going to be, I'm going to change that. That is going to be deposit. Yeah, might as well copy this and come right down here and change that to deposit as well. If you don't call it in both this function here and on the button itself, it's not going to work. You guys may be able to find another way around that. That would be great. Alright, let's come in here and I'll just paste deposit here. So I only have 4 more buttons to take care of, and a comma here. Let's make sure I have commas here. Right, where's my deposit? Should be down. Alright, let's write the function deposit itself. Okay, right here, I'm just going to copy this because it's going to be very similar to this. I may end up carrying out 1 or 2 modifications later on though. So I'm just going to change this to function deposit. Alright, so let's come right here and just change this to deposit. There we go. Alright, so now let me just try it out and make sure those buttons with the attached functions are working. Now this is 2213 there. Deposit, that's fine. Okay, clear. I'll start all over. Alright, loan, we can enter whatever we want. Okay, this is wrong. Let's say, let's do that again. That's to enter. Okay, this one is not right. That shouldn't be loan. This should have been there. Alright, so let's come right here. That is the loan. That should belong to loan. And let's see, where did I put that? Right down here. Oh, that's right, and this is left. Okay, so this should have been loan. Cut that off. Loan, and this will be deposit. Alright, why this will be this, yeah, and this one as well. Okay, that's fine, it's working right. So I've changed everything now anyway, so let's run it. There. So let's withdraw some cash, so that's fine. Alright, so let's go back. It's working now. Now, more functions. Right underneath here, the next function I want to take care of would be for the that to be request underscore new underscore pin. Right, a lot of people always request new pin number, so there. First of all, let's call our pin, enter pin, and after that we want to delete, delete whatever we may have in there. And what else? Let's insert a welcome message. And inside a welcome message, let me start by saying, first thing, let's enter tab welcome to iBank. Right, and let's enter carriage return. Welcome to iBank. Now come right down here, copy this, paste and paste, and in here there'll be something to do with new pin number. New pin number will be sent to your home address. There we go. That takes care of that. Now we can just right here, let's say thanks for using iBank. Right. Okay, the other thing is I'm going to show the menu, so let's copy the menu up here. Right, copy it from here, bring it down here. Menu, there we go, paste, and let's just there we go. Yeah, that takes care of that. Now the next one is going to be balance. For the balance, it's going to be more or less like the same, but it's going to be one or two calculations in there. Let's copy this. After the balance, then we take care of the statement. Alright. Get rid of this. Change the name to balance. That's your bank balance. Yeah. For the balance, I'm just going to make up some amount in there. But first of all, get rid of this. Leave this where that is. And right underneath here, all of this welcome and so on. Okay, yeah, we can get rid of this, and in here, underneath here, we can insert one or two information about the user's balance. So I'm going to copy this, paste this here. Okay, let's say, let's assume this guy has some money in there, so let's just make that up, maybe 1,296. Yeah, that's good. Right, that's what he's got in there. And let's just say pause, and I think that might be too much. Okay, yeah, that is his balance. And this message, yeah, maybe we should just move this message right underneath here, and maybe repeat the same thing for this guy here as well. There's that message here, and get rid of it, of the one here. Yeah, let's get this indented and right here. Okay, so I think I'm going to say that's my balance taken care of. Now I need to call these two, balance and PIN number. Grab that, and let's go up here. We need the, it's going to be on the right. Okay, so for the right side, come right here. Yeah, that's it. The right, that is going to be, this would be my PIN number. Press enter. So I want to say command equals that, comma. Right, this is going to be for my statement, so I want to do this for statement as well. Just copy, paste it here. Statement is not ready yet. That will be statement. Okay, so that is all that's done. And here we need, there's going to be one statement here. Here, this we have one statement, and here will be balance. Change this to balance. Right, that is fine. That's for the left. Yeah, the left, that's fine. Now I need to repeat the same thing. Let me copy this. That's a long one to remember, so scroll right down. Okay, right button. Yeah, I think this is it. These are the right button. The right one, second row. Come right down here. That is that. And underneath will be statement. Changes the statement of account. There. Alright. And this. Okay, we have loan, we have deposit, request, PIN number, statement of account. That's the last one to be taken care of. And now let's come to the left side. That is the left side. The left side has statement of account as well, so I'm going to grab this statement of account and balance. think this is statement of account, and in here is the balance right there. Okay, so I believe I've called all of the functions. Now let's do one thing. We need one more. Yeah, that is it. One more function. I want to copy this, just come right out here, paste that as my statement, and change things around. So this is going to be statement. Okay, as for the statement, there's going to be a little bit of maybe one or two calculations. You guys can modify it. I'm just going to do my best, so you all modify it. Now the first thing is right underneath here. I'm going to say PIN number equals whatever you have should be converted to string, or whatever we have in there is a string character anyway. So I'm going to copy this and paste it there anyway. Just copy paste there, and that is going to be dot get. And what are we getting? That is going to be anything on first column. So this means what we have on the first column, and whatever is underneath ought to be deleted. Dash delete. Read more about this little function here online, or read some books. You should be able to understand that. Now I'm going to say PIN number. Let me call this one PIN number 1. That's 1, and this I'm going to call that 2, and equals string PIN 1. Okay, PIN 1 is now stored right inside number 2, and this number 2 we're going to have to convert it to a float number. Come right down here, paste, and I'm going to convert this to, this is 2, and this will become float, and I'm going to call this local variable 3. Now this local variable 3, let's come in here, create another one for 4. This is local variable 4, and this will be a float. Yeah, make that float, and in here 3 we want to subtract whatever we have by the value that we have. We have 1296 minus whatever we have in here. So that should be able to give us the balance stroke our statement. Right. Balance will give us this. And for your information, you guys can work out something instead of using this method. Okay. So there's still a little bit of more work to be done if you want to use it properly, so you might as well get it right. Okay, so here I'm going to enter all of my data, and this is going to be all of my findings. And in here, let's get rid of this. So that will be, that will be plus, and convert it to string. And what we are converting to string is PIN number 4, so that can appear here. Come out of here, plus, and there. Okay, So maybe enter some balance statement underneath here. Okay guys, that's my statement there. I just have to speed that up. There. There's the balance. Okay, let's run this program. Run. Let's see where you have the error. Okay, I have double period there. Okay, let's run it again. Yeah. And enter. There we go. Cash withdrawal. Oh, let's do one thing. Let's check our balance first. Clear that, that's the wrong one. Enter. Let's check out the balance. We have the balance. Okay, I want to withdraw some cash. And statement. There we go, that's fine. If you look at what I've just done, clear that again. Okay, enter. We need some money. There we go. And if you guys notice, our balance is this. Okay, but if I get rid of that and enter the amount I want to take, is deducted from here. So that is what I'll have left. Account balance is this, and here are supposed to be my statement, right? So I'm going to just, let's assume I clear that, and let's try this guy here. Okay, he wants a loan. That is good. He can get his loan. That's fine. And let's see. That is request the new PIN number, and that is it. Maybe we should enter the space here. We don't have to. That's fine anyway. Yeah. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There are a lot of benefits if you're a member of the channel. So bye for now.